Okay, I've got fast internet. Well, fast for a normal internet, and I could overwhelm you with videos now at this rate. Uh, but anyway, I want to go on with the topography of Roaring Spring. I'm going to talk a lot about Roaring Spring. Why not? And as I told you, I choose to call it a campus for Frank School. Anyway, I wasn't quite finished with the subject of the topography. The houses are situated in such a way, I was describing all this going up and down and going back down, that their porches are are often positioned in such a way that on their front porch they can look down into the town. Uh, Now the core of the town is going to have to be a whole other subject, because the core of the town was several factories, small factories, plus there was a mill. But I'll tell you about that later. It didn't, back in the day, it didn't detract from the beauty of the town at all. But I'll have to save that uh, for another time. I remember from my grandfather's house, which my youngest sister Barbie owns and lives in now, looking out the window of their upstairs bedroom, and you could look down into that town with the steam coming out of the various factories and the mountain on the far side. Well, a lot of the town, basically out their bedroom windows, they have that view. I assume. Now, no, not everyone, because, but now as you go out of the town a little bit, the houses get much smaller. And that was the second wave of development. What interests me the most is those old houses, so beautifully built, but I'll have to tell you about that later. All right, the topography. How to get this across? I'm trying to use words, maybe they're working a little bit. As I say, just single photographs don't really work. You can't capture it. Now, if you pan with the camera, maybe I'll try that. Maybe I can capture some of it that way. And maybe a drone. I don't think, well, there's various drone images. I could give you I'll give you a link for the best that I've seen of the drone images of this area. But it won't, you're always looking down with the drone, and you can't appreciate it like that. Plus, well, whatever. However, John Solney has a drone, and maybe he'll try it. Maybe if he would fly low, I don't know how low you're allowed to fly a drone. I don't know much about it. But if you sort of flew around the streets lower than the other drones did, you might capture it somewhat. But what I'm going to try to do is make a 3D model of the town. It's not necessarily because I want the job or I love to work in tiny things, but I think it's almost the only way that I can capture it. Yesterday I tried, and I'm going to try again today, to get from a local engineering firm, Keller Engineers, I think, in Hollidaysburg. They're the engineers for the town, the borough council, and see if I can get a map, say about 30 inches by 30 inches, but with the contour lines on them, the geodesic lines on the map. That's critical. Now, global, what is it? Global Earth? I can't think what it is. Yeah, anyway, it's got it. It can be done. I just have to Google Earth. That's what I just need to get it big and printed. And if that's not big enough, I actually have a pantograph, I think you call it, which I've never used. I've had it for decades, where you can make a drawing like that even bigger. And then I'll cut layer by layer. 2-foot increments is what I know is available, if I can just get it to me. 2-foot increments of height. And I'll do layer after layer of cardboard, glue them one on top of the other, and that way I'll have a model of the topography of Roaring Spring. It's going to be a challenge. If any of you have got better ideas, let me know. I know a computer could do this, but I still think you'd be looking at a screen, and it would be better. But I'd like to see that, but I don't have the skill for that. All right, I'm going to put this one on, and maybe even another one. I'm on a roll with this faster internet. Bye for now.